This is a story of Mr. Anand, who is a 62-year-old male who is a retired professional, was working as a lecturer in a college. And later, when he got retired, one day he suffered from a stroke attack. Hi friends, in this video, I'm going to share with you one very inspiring journey of Mr. Anand. Mr. Anand is a fictional name that we have come up in order to maintain the personal security of the patient whom we worked with. At HealthQ Rehab, we provide end-to-end rehabilitation solutions to patients. And this video is dedicated to the success story of inspiring individuals. This video is salute to all the stroke survivors who don't give up on the disabilities that come on their way and overcome them with their determination, their persistence and perseverance. Mr. Anand, who is a 62-year-old male who was working as a professor earlier, later on retired, one day all of a sudden got a very severe headache. After this headache, he slowly observed that he was not able to speak well. His speech was getting slurred. Even he developed severe shoulder pain and he just felt that he was not able to lift his leg. And in no matter time, he fell down. His wife was there with him at that time. She observed that this was something that was unusual, and that's where she called emergency. He was immediately taken to hospital, and when he reached to the hospital and doctor evaluated him, all the medical investigations were done and he was diagnosed with an ischemic stroke attack. His middle cerebral artery was affected here. A clot blocked the blood circulation in this area and he was immediately kept under medication in ICU. He spent almost 15 days in ICU. Luckily, his clot was not that major that required surgical management. Due to timely treatment with the help of medications, he was able to get out of the ICU in 15 days. After 15 days, he was also kept in hospital for further intervention. When he completed 30 days of stroke attack, he was back to his home. At that point, we were approached to start his rehabilitation journey to help him overcome the stroke attack impacts. When a person suffers from stroke, it's not just the one side of the body that gets paralyzed, but there are a lot of primary and secondary impairments that come on its way. These primary impairments usually incorporates lack of muscle tone, which gradually turns into spasticity, which is hypertonia. There are a lot of sensory changes that comes to the body. There are limitations of mobility. Due to these limitations of mobility, there are joint pains. There are secondary complications that are associated, which are like pressure sores, malnutrition, lack of cognitive abilities, speech impairments, etc. When Mr. Anand came to us, he was completely bedridden. He was also suffering from aphasia, the global aphasia. Even though he was able to understand the commands that were given to him, he was not able to comprehend and respond back to them. That's where there was delay in speech. The first thing that we did for him when he was approached to us was his assessment and evaluation. The assessments that were done were in 5 major areas. The number one area was the physical evaluation, the physiotherapy assessment. Here, the 3 main areas of analysis were his muscle tone, his range of motion or ability to move his joints, and his functional abilities. When it came to speech, the assessment was done by a speech therapist in the area to diagnose what kind of aphasia he is having, to what extent or to what severity the aphasia was there, and what was the possible impairments or limitations that he could have faced because of that. The other evaluation was around occupational therapy. Here the evaluation was done in relation to the functional activities that he was able to do, that he was not able to do. Along with that, a counselor also evaluated his cognitive abilities and the emotional impact that was there due to the stroke. And last but not the least, his blood counts were assessed and evaluated to identify the level of nutrition. As in one of my previous video, I have already mentioned that patients who suffer from stroke also undergo a lot of malnutrition due to lack of ability to move the mouth, due to which sometimes they are not able to swallow, gulp, chew properly. That leads to improper nutrition. So now it was the time to create a rehabilitation plan, a holistic rehabilitation plan for him. Since he was bedridden, the first priority for us was to prevent the secondary complication that he gets due to being on bed for a long period of time. That's where we started first with Runes approach. This is a method in which We use gentle stroking techniques. Different type of textures are rubbed on the skin surface to develop the awareness of different senses in the body. Along with that, other techniques like passive movements, joint compression were given to him in order to make sure he at first place becomes aware of the type of movements that are present or can be achieved on the affected side. When his entire therapy used to happen, the therapist used to ensure that they stay as interactive with him as possible. That allowed him to encourage the cognitive use, so that later on, when he was switched to his counseling part, to his speech therapy part, at that time he was ready for it. After the roots therapy approach was done, the second part of therapy was passive movements. Passive movements were done in order to ensure that his joints are as mobile as possible. The idea was to prevent the stiffness that will come due to lack of movement. On top of it, since the muscles are not normal, here the tone is more, which means there is hypertonia or spasticity, due to which the hands become more stiff, the legs become more stiff. Passive movements becomes extremely crucial for the patient. That's where it was very important for us to ensure that we move each and every joint of his body. While we were passively moving on the affected side because the hands were not at all mobile, the legs were not at all mobile, but we encouraged him to move the non-affected side by himself. We made sure that we placed his bed in front of mirror in a way that whenever we were doing Mr. Anand's exercise, he could see those exercises in mirror as well. This gave him a lot of cognitive feedback, visual feedback about the movements that were happening. Because at core, due to the stroke impact, patients many a times are not able to feel the movements that are happening. Luckily, in his case, he was able to feel the movements. So that was an advantage for us. But as the condition progressed, he also got better. In around 7 days, with the help of repeated therapy, there were slight active movements that were started. He was not able to lift his hand by himself. He was not able to lift his leg by himself. But when the therapist used to passively move, when his hand used to be in mid-range, he was able to initiate small contraction. And that was a positive sign for us. That's where we encouraged him to be more proactive in moving his hand. The same process continued for 1 month, where we moved from passive exercise to active assisted exercise. By end of the month, Mr. Anand was able to move his hand with support. He was able to move his legs with support. Now it was time for us to progress to more functional tasks. That's where we started encouraging him to sit with support. Even though we were doing that previously as well, while he used to sit with support, but the supine to sit activity was done completely with support of an individual. Now he started initiating and trying to sit on his own. He was making that effort to lift his body and sit. And this was the time where we encouraged more exposure to mirrors. We make sure that he does a lot of exercises in sitting. These exercises included lifting the hand up and down, moving the hand inside and out, shifting the weight side to side, shifting the body weight front and back. And then we introduced a walker to him. We made him hold the walker. We gave some support to this, and then we encouraged him to come to sit to stand. Initially, he was not able to get up on his own. That's where some support was given by the therapist and caregiver. But with this repetition as well, by the end of around 45 days, he was able to initiate his sit to stand activity. Now this was time to introduce more of speech therapy and occupational therapy. Speech therapist started working on his speech, where he was suffering from global aphasia, and now his drowsiness because of medication was gone. He was more alert. That's where we introduced melodic intonation therapy and active script practice to him. With repetition of these techniques, he was now able to initiate his speech in another 40 days. That's not all. Occupational therapist worked with the patient, Mr. Anand, to improve his hand function. It all started with passive hand movements to introducing some hand-based activity tools like hand gripper or tension or stress ball. At the same time, some pebbles were introduced to him so that he can pick up different colors looking at the object. Gradually, occupational therapy progressed towards object manipulation activities, and music was introduced during this time so that the movements were done in alignment to the music. When this process continued with gradual progression as he improved his functional abilities, in 6 months, Mr. Anand, who was completely bedridden, coming out of an ICU, was drowsy, was unable to move the hand, was now able to walk with the help of walker. But this is just a half of the journey. Our brain is gifted with the ability of neuroplasticity, which says the neurons that fire together wire together. And if you don't use your neurons, they slowly diminish and you don't achieve the progress that you want. So the entire purpose of sharing this story of perseverance, persistence is to let you know that stroke is not the end but is a new beginning. It's all about that key motivation and having trust and faith in your caregivers, your rehabilitation team who can help you to move better in your life. That's what is our mission at HealthQ Rehab. We want you to help you to move better in your life. So what are you waiting for? Don't give up on your stroke journey if you are suffering from stroke. No matter you are bedridden, you are in midway, or it has been 2 or 3 years, you are still having those residuals of stroke. Don't give up. Even though your stroke is old, you can regain your movements. All you need is a positive attitude and a repetition. On that note, I'll end this video here and I'll see you in another video. Thank you.